Now we're gonna learn about the numbers from 0 to 30 and about I, which stands for there is or there are. We're only gonna focus on those numbers that I've seen are kind of hard sometimes to remember just because of the vowels on the numbers. So that's what we're gonna do today. Numbers from 2 to 10, we're not gonna do that. I hope that you're able to remember those by now. But just wanted to make an observation on number 1. So uno, it's just the name of the number. But if you wanted to describe, let's say that someone asks you how many cats do you have, so the answer for that will be if you had one cat, it will be un gato or una gata, depending if it's female or male. But you would never say uno gato or una. You would do una, but when you're talking about masculine objects, you won't say uno, you will just say un, okay? So try to remember that. Tutoring some students, sometimes I notice that they forget this rule, and then when they try to describe how many things they have, and when they want to say uno, that they just had one of something, sometimes they say uno. Tengo uno cuaderno, tengo uno lápiz. So just try to remember that. So when you're describing something, it's one thing that you have, so then you use un. Okay, and the rest of the numbers are 11, 12, 13, 14. This is another one that I've seen some students get confused with. And that's because we have the number 40. So 40 and 14. So as you can see, maybe this will help. There's a cat in there, but in 40, there's no such a thing. So this may be one thing that can help you remember. So 14, so that's 14. Then we have 15, and this is the only one that uses a Q. 15. Then 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So let's talk a little bit about 16 y 17. So here's where I've seen some confusion too, with the E and the I together on 16 and the I and the E. So they kind of like switch spots in this too. So just try to remember that 16 has an accent on the E, making it so it goes first, but there's not an accent here. 17, 16, okay? So that might help you. Remember, 16 has an accent on the E, and the E goes first, and the E goes after on 17. Okay, also, as you can see, we have this word that divides in two. So we have 10 and then 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. So yeah, so just try to remember that it's an I and an E. 10, 17, or 18, or 19. Okay? And the same with 20. 20 and then 21. And the same rule that we learned here, when you're saying I have 21 cats, so you're not gonna say tengo 21 gatos. Yeah, so we are not gonna use uno because uno is to describe the number. So we're just gonna say 21 gatos. Okay, so it's the same rule. And it's the same with the following numbers like 31, 31. When saying I have 31 cats, you would only say 31 gatos. Okay? And for the rest of the numbers, from 20, 21st, 22nd, 20, yeah. So you're gonna use 22, 23. You're gonna do the 20, 1, 22, 23. Okay? So yeah, so that's mostly about numbers. And one thing that can help you here is just try to make flashcards with the names and the numbers, So you can like get used to the difference in how they are written. But now let's talk about I. Okay, so like we said, I is to express how many of something there is or there are, and that's how it's spelled. So if we wanted to ask how many cats there are, so we're gonna do cuántos So cuántos gatos hay. So in the same way that it works in English, like how many cats there are, where you have their R at the end. So it's the same with I. The I, you're gonna put it at the end. And then you would just respond. Let's say, hay 21 gatos. Okay? So hay 21 gatos, and we do plural because we're talking about several. 21 gatos. There you go. For example, if someone asks you how many students there are in your class, so you can say I 27 estudiantes. Hay 27 estudiantes. Okay, so the use of I, it's simple. It follows the same rules that it does in English. But yeah, the only thing that changes is the quantity and the gender of things. But it's pretty much the same way that it works in English. About the numbers, I will suggest for you to make flashcards especially with those numbers, 16, 17, 23. So those that are two words together, like 23, 24, or 16, 17. So you can get used to how to write them. Also, what you can do is just try to write them several times, so then it gets more in your mind how you can write them.